When you've never had a background where you are taught about God or you had a relationship with God, it's hard to create endurance even when you had. Reason being is that once you've gone through a period where you experience everything outside of Him, it's hard to make that switch and maintain it because you no longer have an appetite or never had an appetite for worldly things. For instance, you grew up eating meat, then all of a sudden you want to go cold turkey and quit and become a vegetarian. That will be difficult. So, in order to aid that progression to make it last, you'll need to gradually give up those things and then switch. For instance, you can't go to listening to As a Deer Panteth from the Water when you've never had a desire for that type of music. If you are into hip hop, that's why you would go listen to your Lecrae Christian music, but at the same time, it's still Christian hip hop. It has similar sound, and then as you grow spiritually, you will start desiring more. Then you maybe develop an appetite to listen to Maverick City, the Hillsong, and the different genres within gospel. But as I said, if you try to just drop it all and switch overnight, it will be faster for you to just say, this thing is not for me, you'll get bored. Because you didn't wait for the Holy Spirit to deal with your heart, to deal with certain things inside of you until they were sifted through, until you literally felt you don't have a desire for this type of music or this type of environment. You mustn't do what you were told, you must do what you have been led to do. Because if you try to do it according to someone else's way, someone else's method, who has never had the same journey that you did, never walked the way that you were walking, or heading to where the Holy Spirit and God are leading you, then you'll quit midway because you are following the path of John the Baptist. When you are called to become John, that is why God said to Peter, what if my desire is to let John live until the second coming? Because of the end of the day, where God has called you to has different preparation. Some people are called to a specific group of people. Some people are called, like Paul, to go to Romans, to go to the Greeks. Some are called to the Jews. Some are called to specific people, to specific situations. Therefore, their journey will determine that. And only God can be the one that tells you. Only God can be the one that prepares you step by step. But in order for you to know that, you need to build that relationship with Him. Whatever that looks like for you. At the end of the day, you confirm with God. You confirm with Him every step of the way. Okay, God, am I hearing you right? Is this what I'm supposed to do? You must not depend on your pastor. Yes, they might teach you certain things, but then ask God, is this for me? Do you want to change me to change the way I dress? Or do you want me to continue dressing the way I do? The Holy Spirit will convict you. It starts with the relationship that you have with Him. Because if you start throwing your clothes away and you start changing the way you look, taking off the makeup, when you haven't felt convicted to do so, you long for it and feel like, oh, I look terrible, I look ugly, let me just quit. But if you feel convicted, this is what I need to do at this season, at this point in my life, then it'll be easier for you to maintain something because you're genuine about it. As I said, at the end of the day, you need to be honest about where you are at and say, God, you know I've left you, or you know I'm starting from point zero. God knows that. That's why He says He will meet you where you are and He will transform your mind. He will transform your heart. He will change you. He is the one that's doing all those things and creating that longing, that desire for Him, for His word and everything else. It's not you who's cultivating all those things. It's Him. Anyway, as you continue on to that journey, if you have questions, ask. If you have statements, make them. Engage. We only grow together when we communicate with each other. We are meant to become a body, and that means we all need each other at the end of the day. Until next time, stay blessed.